something about Manon's hiatus just doesn't feel normal. And the more you look into it, the more confusing it gets. Because, officially, this is just a temporary break. But everything that's happened since then is telling a very different story. Let's start from the beginning. On February 20th, 2026, Cat's Eye's label announced that Manon would be taking a temporary hiatus. The reason? To focus on her health and well-being. And at first, that sounded completely normal because in the industry, hiatuses happen all the time. Artists take breaks, recover, and come back stronger. So, on the surface, everything seemed under control. But then, things started changing very quickly. Just days after the hiatus announcement, fans started noticing something. Manon removed Cat's Eye from her social media bio. And that might seem small, but in K-pop, that's not a small thing at all. Because your bio is your identity. And when that changes, people start asking questions. Then, more details started coming out. Manon reassured fans again, saying she was healthy, and even mentioned having positive conversations with the label. But notice something here. If she's healthy, and conversations are positive, then why is she still gone? Now, let's look at the timeline, because this is where things get interesting. On April 9th, 2026, Cat's Eye released their comeback single, Pinky Up. But for the first time ever, the song and the music video did not include Manon at all. No vocals, no scenes, no appearance. Nothing. And this wasn't just a small project. This was their major comeback right before Coachella, which means this was planned. In fact, the music video was filmed shortly after her hiatus began. They moved forward. Then came Coachella, April 10th, 2026, and Cat's Eye performed as 5 members because Manon was still on hiatus. Now, this is where everything changed. Because missing a comeback is one thing, but missing Coachella, that's different. That's not just any stage. That's a career-defining moment. And yet, she wasn't there. Or at least, not on stage. Because here's the part that confused everyone. Manon was actually at Coachella, just not with the group. She was seen attending the festival as a fan, watching performances, meeting other artists, and even attending after-parties. So now the question became, if she was physically there, then why wasn't she performing? And this is where the conversation shifted. Because fans started connecting dots, some pointed out that Manon had already been sidelined before, in performances, in-line distributions, and even in screen time. Others brought up something deeper. The fact that she is the only Black member in the group, and discussions about representation and treatment started resurfacing online. Fans began asking, is this really just about health? Or is there something else happening behind the scenes? Eventually, the members did speak, and that sounds comforting, but notice what they didn't say.
You know, Manon has been on hiatus, and we love her so much, and we know that she's doing well. You know, we've gone through so much with each other.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we just all want each other to win. And to be good, keeping there.
We also want to say, like, she's our sister forever.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like, we love her so much, and, like, we built this together.
They didn't give a return date. They didn't explain the situation clearly, and they didn't confirm when she would be back. Meanwhile, the group continued moving forward. They performed, promoted, and even announced a new EP titled Wild, set to release in August 2026. Including new music, promotions, and group content. And once again, fans started looking closely. Because even in these announcements, Manon was not included. No mention in the lineup, no visuals, no confirmation of her participation. And at this point, this wasn't just about one comeback anymore. This was now stretching across multiple major activities, from Pinky Up to Coachella, and now future schedules, all continuing without her, which made fans question things even more. Because if this was truly temporary, then why does every new plan seem to move forward without her? So now we're left with this situation. Officially, it's a temporary hiatus for health, but in reality, she missed a comeback. She missed a music video, she missed Coachella, she's not in the upcoming EP, and yet, she's still around, still interacting, still present, just not with the group. And that's why this situation feels so confusing, because it's not clear enough to understand, but it's not normal enough to ignore. So now everyone is asking, is this really just a hiatus or something more? And the truth is, right now, no one really knows. It looks like the group is slowly learning to function without her. And that's the part that makes fans uncomfortable. Because normally, When a member goes on hiatus, there are constant updates, clear reassurance, and a visible plan for their return. But here, everything feels uncertain. There's no timeline, no clear answers, and no real indication of when things will go back to normal. And the longer that continues, the more fans start to question, is this really just a temporary break? Or is this the beginning of something more permanent?